This entire website was a plan of mine in my head for some time now, that I wanted to do a toy news kind of blog thing. Like, I want to talk about toys. Toy Wizards is a toy news site to cover articles and cover news that I feel people should know about. Hey everybody!
Hey everyone!
And welcome to a very special episode of Toy Wizards, and that is
The Story of Toy Wizards.
The Story of Toy Wizards.
That's toy-wizards.com.
But it used to be called Radioactive Hamster. What? My interest in toys is because I'm a lifelong toy collector. I mean, look behind me. I live in toys. And that has been since an early age. I was selling toys at a convention when I was like 14, 15 years old. I couldn't even drive. Like, I had to call my mom on a payphone to pick me up after a convention with my boxes of toys and comics. Like, I just was that young and into this kind of industry. And I've been selling toys ever since. Been selling them at conventions. Now I run conventions. I've been selling them online. Now I run online. I have been there since the beginning, and then I started working in the toy industry. Before that, I was selling toys on the street. I would just set up a table because I saw this in Peanuts, like Charlie Brown selling lemonade. I was like, you can just set a table up in front of your house and put some toys on there, a couple used comic books, and wait for the kids to come by and sell. So I had that kind of background in me for a long time to be a sales guy.
As strange as it sounds, I've been creating content in some fashion since I was a child. As long as I could write, I was writing stories. I wrote my first book when I was 10. I still have it up in my cabinet. I call it my stories, and it's spelled wrong. It's, stories with a Y and an S. I was always consuming and outputting stories. And I remember when I was about 9 years old, I got my Talk Boy, from Home Alone, that same toy. I started making radio shows. And then on my Talk Boy, in addition to making radio shows, I would do skits and I would do comedy pieces and I would edit. So honestly, as long as I can remember, I was creating content, writing, making shows, entertaining, doing voices, and just wanting to make people laugh and playing with my toys.
Talking about toys and selling toys are kind of related. I definitely know the background behind it. Growing up from, 14 up, I was in the convention scene, meaning I knew what comic book shows happened, what toy shows happened. There's a swap meet every weekend. I went out and actively looked and hunted for toys all the time since I was a little kid. And because it brought me a lot of joy. I like hunting. I love hunting for toys. Nothing beats that feeling of being out there and just walking around and looking at tables and looking under boxes and then suddenly finding that gem that you've been looking for.
As time went on, I started making internet content in some form or the other in about 2002 when I was 17 years old. I was very active on LiveJournal and I had a small following and I updated regularly, and it wasn't just, Dear Diary, this is Lauren's life, which was part of it, but I would write short stories. I would write questions and topics that I thought would spur conversations. I would make Quizilla quizzes and embed them into my LiveJournal. So I was always, again, out to entertain people and have them just read my writing.
In the late 90s into early 2000s, and I was a painter, and I paint model kits, and I would take model kits to conventions and look at my model kits. I'd have a portfolio book, and you could look through the portfolio of like model kits I could buy. If you wanted that painted, it was the kit plus my time cost plus shipping if I had to ship it to you, whatever it was. I was able to use that experience to get me into building models for model companies, and then toys and statues in the early 2000s. I've been working ever since in the toy industry. I work as a painter, I work as a designer, I work as a producer, And now these days, I am now working as a manufacturer with companies in Vietnam to make toys for the US market. So I have a lot of toy experience. And that goes along with all of the other experience I have in the industry.
Time went on, and I started college. And so I went to college thinking I wanted to be a teacher. Once I transferred out of the community college and into the Cal State system, I went to Cal State Northridge, otherwise known as CSUN. I discovered that they had a program in creative writing. So it's English with a focus in creative writing. And I've been writing forever. So the second I saw that major was there, like, I was done. It was over. I changed my major, not knowing what I was going to do with it, thinking I'd write books like everyone else who likes to write. You write books.
More about me and toys. I've been working in the toy industry since 2005, maybe 2004, something like that. I moved from Sacramento down to LA to work for toy companies, and I've been doing that ever since. Working in the world of toys full-time, all the time, doing toy stuff, and I love it. So people are like, what are you doing today? It's like, what am I not doing today? And I love that kind of energy to keep doing stuff that you love. If you're ready to work, and if you're got a go attitude, like you're going out there, you're going to get that work done, and you just be positive, man.
I graduated in the fall of 2008, which was the class of 2009, when I was 23 years old, and had no idea what I wanted to do. Luckily, the idea of the internet columnist, the internet journalist, was just starting to become popularized. I love reading internet columns. I was like, can I do this? Could I do this? Do I have anything to say? Can writing on the internet be something for me too? And then my mom died in 2015, and that inspired me to jump. You only live once, don't miss anything. So I started submitting my articles to Cracked. And I was writing for Cracked for a little bit. I have a couple of articles. I wasn't one of their big columnists, but I had a couple of articles. And then I just suddenly couldn't hit The Voice anymore. And I did some guest posts other places, and it just wasn't enough for me. I had so much to say and so many articles ideas just bubbling up inside of me that I started a blog. And it was just Lauren Stone, the blog. And then about 6 months into that, I said, what if I can make this more? And so I branded it as PopLurker and launched that in, January 1st, 2018. And I launched PopLurker.
Toy Wizards came along as I kept thinking about, I want to do a toy blog site. I mean, it was really going to be just a toy blog site. We would update it every month or so whenever we thought to write something neat. Talked to my partner at the time, Aaron Sparrow. We worked at Toy Rocket, and we're like, yeah, we should really do that. We never did. And that's where Radioactive Hamster came from. I then came up with Toy Wizards. Not Toy Wizard, Toy Wizards, that I would have a couple people involved, and we would all contribute to this website. And talking to Lauren Stone, I had already had her work for me on Powermorphicon, a convention I run.
How Scott and I met, which was at a convention. We met at a convention, we became friends. It was that simple. But because Scott knew that I was a toy collector, not to his level, he's a toy collector, but he saw that I was a toy collector. I have shelves.
I brought this up. I said, hey, I've been thinking about doing this toy news site. What do you think about it?
I had proven with a different outlet that I was able to report daily because I was doing entertainment news for a little bit with a different outlet, which is just so boring for me. I just couldn't do it anymore. I stuck with them for 3 months, and I just couldn't hang in that world anymore of entertainment news.
She was in, but she was already working for another company at the time. And I was like, well, do what you want there. And this idea has been rolling around in my head for 2 or 3 years at that point. I mean, I don't know how long. And she's like, no, I'm just going to quit that job. And she did. She just quit it, joined Toy Wizards, editor-in-chief, bam. I then called up 2 of my other really close friends that are very influential and very knowledgeable about toys, Ricky and Aaron. And both of them said, yeah, we're in. There we go. There's the 4 original Toy Wizards.
So I went back to PopLurker. And Scott said, I've had this idea for a toy news website for quite a while, but I don't really know how to, make it go. And I said, I do. I do. I know what avenues and how to post and the frequency of posting. And I was just unsure of how you make toy news happen, but I knew we wanted to make it happen. And then we found our voice and we found our rhythm, and it's just been doing so well.
Beta was a little rough.
Are you going to write for it?
My writing, very rough. Luckily, Lauren has really whipped me into shape on that, and a lot of my articles are almost path-worthy right through the front gate. It just goes right in there. It works. I don't know how, but it does work. I'm a graphics guy, so I did all the graphics. I built up the website. We built it together as going on, and made Toy Wizards.
We teamed up. So basically that was it. I said to him, I know how to make your toy news website go vroom.
Over the years, we've gotten other contributors to come in. They leave. New ones come in. That kind of stuff happens. And me and Lauren have stuck with it throughout the whole thing.
We have contributing magicians now, which is so nice that people want to help with this site.
We get a lot of diversity that way, and a lot of new content comes out for Toy Wizards. It's been a real neat workflow, but for the most part, it's me and Lauren every day on Toy Wizards.
But at this point, it's really me and Scott.
Incredible stuff, and it's taken off. People like you watch it, love it. Thank you so much. All of these things that I've learned, I try to input into some of my articles. I try to talk about it. When we do toy reviews, I give you my history and knowledge on toys in a relatable fashion, and that is what Toy Wizards is for me. To give back to you all of my experience and knowledge of the toy industry. And like I said, I've been working in the toy industry as a painter, as a designer, and as a producer. So I've been working with toys. I know how they were manufactured. I know how to get them manufactured. I know how you need to cost things out.
I've met so many amazing people that I was a fan of their work, and now I get to call them friends because of the connections within Toy Wizards. It's really been amazing up to this point. And we're not done. At this point, we're focusing a lot more on our YouTube content. The website does exactly what we need it to do. And it's, we have the rhythm going, we have the beats that get hit, and everything is perfect there. And I'm so happy with the website, and it is heavy hitting. We hit 2 million hits in 2020. We got 1.5 million in 2019, which was the site's first completed official year. And we kicked off January 2021 with just hits galore. We're so lucky that we know how to make this thing work, and that people respect our work and deem us competent in our field.
Every day. I literally write for an hour or two every day. And now we do videos. So that's also another couple hours every day for videos. I ask, how do you sleep? I don't sleep that much. I really don't. I do all my regular work during the day. I take an hour for dinner, and then I start second shift from like 6 to midnight or 1 a.m. That's my Toy Wizard time. And with that, we've been working on this site for a couple years now, and it's been doing fantastic. Thank you for watching and sticking with us and seeing what we do here at Toy Wizards. It's amazing. Like, this is something I love. I want to bring my knowledge and experience and insight to you in articles and videos, whatever we might be talking about, and it's been working out great. It's been a fantastic run so far. I'm really amazed at how well people have responded to Toy Wizards. Me and Lauren work really hard to bring a lot of content to the site, and you guys love it. So thank you so much. Thank you to Lauren. Thank you to Ricky. Thank you to Aaron. Thank you to everybody that works on the website. And thank you guys for watching these videos, because we're going to push out a lot of new YouTube content for 2021.
And I hope you enjoy this story of Toy Wizards.
I'm just so thrilled that people take the time to watch the videos, to read the articles.
So thank you guys for being with us and sticking with the site and making this journey what it is, because if we don't have you, we don't have anyone. So thanks again. Bye.
See you guys later.